Hi and welcome to Five God, where we stay connected wherever we are. Whether you're driving to work, sitting at home, or out for a walk like me today, or just taking a few minutes out of your day, thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about a short passage from the Bible that carries a powerful message, especially for parents, grandparents, and families alone, and anyone who has children in their life. The passage is Matthew 19:13-15. It says, "The little children were brought to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked those who brought them. Jesus said, 'Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these.' When he had placed his hands on them, he went on from there." When I first read this passage, I found it interesting that it wasn't the world trying to stop the children coming to Jesus. It was the disciples, the very people followed Jesus every day. Maybe they thought Jesus was too busy. Maybe they thought the children wouldn't understand. Maybe they thought there were more important things for Jesus to focus on. We don't know exactly why he tried to stop them, but what we do know is Jesus corrected them immediately. He didn't say, "Wait till I'm older." He didn't say, "Come back when they understand more." He didn't say, "Children aren't ready yet." Instead, he said, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them." That speaks to us today. How many times do children ask questions about God? How many times do they ask about heaven, prayer, faith, or Jesus? Sometimes we can be tempted to push it aside because we're busy. We might say we'll talk about it another day. We might assume they're too young to understand. But what if God is already working in their heart? Jesus welcomed children. He didn't push them away. He didn't see them as distraction. He saw them as important. And I think that's a challenge for us. If your child wants to pray, pray with them. If your child asks questions about God, answer them the best you can. If your child wants to read a Bible story, read it with them. If they want to talk about Jesus, encourage a conversation. Because you never know what God is doing in their life. One of the things I love about this passage is what Jesus says about the kingdom of heaven. For the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Children often have a faith that adults struggle with. They trust, they believe, they don't overcomplicate everything. As adults, we can sometimes become clinical and critical. We want all the answers. We want everything explained. But children often approach God with open hearts. That's sometimes and some things we can learn from. Maybe today this passage isn't about just encouraging children. Maybe it's about remembering what childlike faith looks like. Trusting God, believing God, coming to him without pride, coming to him without pretending we have everything figured out. Jesus welcomed the children, and I believe he still welcomes people today in exactly the same way. No matter your age, no matter your past, no matter what you've done, his invitation remains the same. Come to him. So if you have children in your life, encourage them when they show you interest in God. Don't send them in the other way. Help them to those first steps. And if you're listening today, you've been curious about faith yourself, maybe this passage is also a reminder that Jesus welcomes you too. Thank you for listening to Five God. Stay connected, keep the faith, and remember, let the little children come to me and do not hinder them. God bless.